Okay, as you jump on, if you tell me where you're from or who you are, all my lovelies. And if you're watching the replay, let us know that you're watching the replay. So I'll know in the comments and keep checking the comments. Okay. I'm gonna do some more petals while we chat. While we chit chat. I hope everybody's having a good week. I'm having a crazy busy week. I forgot how short last week was, and last week was a really good week. And just this franticness of stuff going on. So, busy days. That's cool. Hi, Betsy. Hello. I'm going to start tonight by getting some more of these fabrics done, because what I find is once they kind of start laying down, they go really fast. And then I said in the title that this was kind of like we were kind of nearing the home stretch for, what am I putting down there? I put stuff down here and then I forget that it's down there and I can't find anything. Hi, Julie from Iowa. Hi, Madeline. So I'm trying not to forget that I put stuff down there. But I want to get these petals kind of, the last few, well, actually not the last few. There's no way we're going to get the last few ones done, but I want to kind of get this wrapped up this week so that then we can start looking at the background, the backing and the quilting, I've got to stitch the petals but a lot of you that has to go with me tonight. That and that has to go out of this room with me. A lot of you have either finished your petals quilts, which is not surprising, or what did I decide on the thread color? I'm going to, well, here's the deal. Everybody was like, use the background color, which I really like. But then some people said use, clear, which I've done clear before. And then Madeline had said, why don't you do clear on the top and the background square color for the bobbin, which I also like. So I'm kind of down to using the background square, that kind of, this kind of cornflower blue color, and clear. I like the idea of the blue. I don't know. Teal poly thread would be perfect. Teal poly thread would be perfect for the whole, so teal. So not really the background color, more teal. Now I'm completely confused. Does it matter what the bobbin color is? Won't the, oh, that's right. Good point, Betsy. Good point. That was an excellent point, Betsy. Yeah, it won't matter with the bobbin color. Maybe she meant when I quilted. How are you going to applique it? Like a blanket stitch? I don't know. On the original bees, on the original petals I used, because it was bees, the applique was yes, I know, Madeline. I was just reminded of that by Betsy. The applique that I used on the bee petals quilt, the one that had the little bee theme, was a honeycomb, this really cute little honeycomb, looked like a little honeycomb stitch. So that's what I used on that one. On the butterfly quilt, I have used this, it's just like a loop-de-loop, like a little like loop, 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 all the way around. And I was kind of leaning, regular thread in the bottom just helps. Oh, you meant just regular thread. Gotta be specific with me, guys. You've got to be specific with me, guys. So for the applique, I don't know. Regular thread in the bobbin just helps you visible. Okay, you may have to loosen the tension. I have never adjusted my tensions like ever. So the top tension of the thread. Oh, let's turn the machine on. Never mess with my tensions. Tension. So Betsy, who has, so somebody was asking me what machine I have. I have the Baby Lock Crescendo. Baby Lock Crescendo. Love, love, love it. What is it on now? It just says tension and it says 4.0. Try stitching it on a sample first. So if I adjust that tension number, is that going to be the top tension? Is that what it's going to adjust? Is the top tension? I'm assuming. Is that what we will assume? What is on it now? I have to make you mine. Top. Oh, top. This is the top. Okay, good. This is the top. Okay, got it. My brain has to like settle down to sewing because it gets itself all insuranced up, and I have to remember that you're doing something different now. Okay, so what are you all working on? I'm going to try and can't type today. Mine is usually at a 1 when I use invisible thread. Okay, let's do this. Shift that. Okay. Okay, so when I get to that point, I'll have to remember to adjust the tension. I'd like to get all this stuff cut out tonight. So while we're chatting, that's what I'm going to work on. And then we'll get a couple laid out, and then it will be time to make dinner. So how's everybody's weather? Gosh, it was nice today. It stayed cloudy. We were supposed to get some rain. We were supposed to get some, oh, that's weird. Okay. We were supposed to get working on a house quilt, making the chimneys right now. Oh my gosh. That sounds adorable. I am dying to make the first one I want to make is the bookshelf. You know, with all the books in it. Dying to make that. Just dying to make that. We were supposed to get rain today, and we didn't get any rain, but it just stayed cloudy, and it just kept the temperature like, oh my gosh, nice. It was super, super hot yesterday. So it was good to have a little bit of a break. We needed it. But I wouldn't really know much because I was in my office all day today. That's where I am most every day. I don't know why that would be different. Okay, it's done. Ba-dum. I was watching somebody the other day who said, actually, I know exactly who it was. It was, hi, Janice. It's 88 and sunny in Iowa. Wow. It is getting warm. It was Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know. It was some little quickie short video or whatever. And she said that when she is in her sewing room working on a project, sewing or whatever, she doesn't keep a scrap bin or a trash can or anything near her. She takes everything literally and just throws it on the floor. And then when she's done with her project, then she sits on the floor because she has a bed back. So she sits on the floor and then throws it all away. I can't really do that. Pieces of thread and stuff I can handle, but I can't handle everything on the floor. And I've had this little kind of scratchy cough a little bit this week. So despite the heat, I am having some tea. Today, I'm not having chocolate. Trying to behave myself. Okay, let's see. Where's the other two that I did? Okay, I want to make sure I don't. I forgot to put them up on the wall. God, it's so handy having that. It's just so handy when you can really look at stuff. Okay, I don't know how we've done it, but we've not put one with this up yet. So let's do, I know I said I was just going to cut and not jump ahead of myself, but whatever. I have my cutting table. I have on my cutting table a bin that hangs on my drawer for veggie cutting in the. Oh, you know what? I think I've seen something like that where it just kind of sits right here. And, it used to be, it was like for the kitchen when you were cutting, prepping with food and you could just put stuff and it would just go right in that little bin. That's a really good idea. Super good. Okay. We need one to go with this. This orangey. Ooh, I like that. Is that wild and crazy enough for us? Or too weird? Now I'm just going off the deep end. I think. Okay. Try a blue in the center. Okay, so we have that. We'll call this A. We'll call that B. B. B was this one, right? B was this one. Uh-oh. Okay, B, this one. This is the one. Don't let me forget. It's right there. It's right there. Okay. I don't usually do stuff quite this disorganized, but oh well, such is life, right? Such is life. And I keep trying to tell myself, which, we've talked about this before. You got to give yourself a break sometimes with stuff, especially if you're still, some of y'all still are still work like I do. Some of y'all have, parents or people that you're caring for, or you've got grandkids or what have you that you're still, I mean, gosh, my mom runs around like a chicken with her. She's almost as busy as she was when she worked full time with the stuff, at the house and the grandkids and all that kind of. And sometimes you just have to give yourself a little bit of a break, and I do. Sometimes I just remind myself, it's not all. Go outside. It's not all going to get done, like right this second. And you got to remember what's the stuff that's got to get done first. It's got to be the priority, and just do that to start with. I would put the orange petals in the front. Oh no. So purple, okay, hold on. Because I've already got the purple ones cut out and we've already got the circle. So let me just cut these 4 and then we'll lay it down. And lately, the thing that, although last night was much better, and so I felt more energetic this morning. I felt more like with it, I've not been sleeping well. I've been you guys know we're night owls, so we usually go to bed. We're usually turning the lights off. It's close to 1:00, and then we're not 7:00 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning people. Just not morning people. But 1:00 was getting a little too late for us because then our day was starting later, and by the time we you get Minnie all done with her stuff, by the time you get through all that, and for lunch, but not seriously, but it just you lose just too much of the. What happened there? Hold on. Okay. But my back has been bothering me. I had sciatica a few years ago during COVID. We had to wear the mask. Sciatica. And it was also the year that we were getting ready to move. So it was just brutal. Okay. Put the orange petals in the front. So I'm assuming what you mean is, hang on. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, purple first. In the straight up and down, right? Is that what you guys want? Color wheel, you're sweet. I keep thinking about it, but whenever I think about it, I'm either not in a store or someplace that has something like that, or I'm not near my phone to look it up, like on online or whatever. Okay, so purple down first. Let's do this one. because its little end got cut off. Okay. So my back's just really been bothering me. And then I wake up like multiple times during the because it's either my back or Minnie's just about pushing us off the bed or after the bathroom. So it's just really interrupted sleep, and then I lay back down. I don't know if you guys have dealt with it. I've talked about this before. Somebody had recommended, I have it written down, but I haven't ordered it yet. Almost like a melatonin type, like a supplement to kind of help you relax a little bit. Because then when I lay back down, I can't, I'm just have a hard time turning my brain back off. So last night, I had a super hot shower, which I do every night. I had a super hot shower and yes. Okay, now the orange. And I put some Voltaren on my back in the hopes that it would and man, it did the trick. Most of the night I slept. When I slept and I went to bed, we went to bed at midnight. So I slept until like 4:00 in the morning, 4:30 before I had to get up. And I was actually it was just it was a restful sleep. I tossed and turned until about 8:00 or 8:30 after that. But it's amazing what even just a few hours of really good sleep. When I woke up, I was I mentally felt like I had rested. It's huge. It's amazing. There was an article on the news today about that. Sleep is okay. Do we like this? Is this what you guys are talking about? We are trying really hard to get 5,000 subscribers so Angela can joint venture with Missouri Star. Yes! We're so excited. I've been talking about it. You guys have heard me talking about it this week because we just found out what the requirement was. So, 5,000. Subscribe, and share. Don't forget to share. Okay, my brain never shuts off. Okay. Okay, now the circle. Ooh, that looks cool. Wow, that looks really cool. We like it? Good? Okay. She's getting ironed down. I'm waiting to look up from the comments and have somebody say, wait, no. Okay, get this one pressed in. Thank you, Betsy. Betsy, thanks, Madeline. Thanks, Bethany. Hanging off a little bit there. I didn't have a chance to talk with her, but I'm going to kind of let the cat a little bit out of the bag because we are going to start next week. So we're still working out ironing out some of the details. But you're going to want to also spread the word. I'll do a little real video about it tomorrow that to kind of let everybody know about it. But doing a bit of a kind of a collaboration with Alex from Living and Crafting with MS. We all know and love. And we're going to do Christmas in July. And we've got a really, really fun project. So, planned. So you're going to want to make sure that you have all of your, that you have the bell, go into, I don't know what your screen looks like right now, what your live screen looks like. So you want to make sure that you have your notifications on, the little bell, and have it set to all, because we're going to start that next week and it's going to be so much fun. Okay, how many more flowers? 4, 6. How many are there? 16? 7. Oh. 9. I'm going to have to find some more time to come in here and work on this. Just going to have to. And I have a couple pieces of fabric that are sitting in the living room. Okay, there's that one. Oh, that one came out really, that's really cool. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, now I already saw what I wanted to do for the next one. So we're just going to lay it down. I hear the tractor. I hear the tractor. So I have to go back. I don't give out the good sleeping drugs anymore. And the problem is that we don't really take a whole lot of stuff. We don't take any prescription meds. And so anything that makes me sleep or sleepy or more whatever, typically makes me very groggy in the morning. And that doesn't work either. Okay, that was sticking up a little bit too much. Okay, now this next one, we haven't done this before. So, or is that too similar? Did we just use? No. Oh. Well, we're gonna have some overlap. You're gonna have some, carryover. This. I need another pink. Maybe we like these two together. Oh, let me go back down now. I was gonna ask what everybody's working on. I know some of you had already told me what you're working on, and now PO Box number the I'm just gonna type the number so I can keep sewing. 64126. That is the PO Box number, and if you need the rest of the address, let me know and I'll put it in the comments. Okay, and to all of you that have sent, oh my gosh, you guys are just, you're over the top sweet. You are you're without a doubt 100% the reason that I come in and do this every day, because I love it. I love you guys. Okay, so let's see if we have, do we like that? How did I only end up with one of that blue? one of that dark blue because I really like that. That one's kind of cool. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Do you like those together? Oh. Yay, nay. Yeah, I'll try this one. So if I put the petal on top on the angles is the one that's going to stand out more. Yes? Is that what we've determined? Well, we're not going to love all of them. Blue petals in the back, aqua on top. Aqua on top, blue petals in the back. Okay, aqua, all right. Oy. I haven't found this stuff yet. And then, it's like the afternoon. Holy cow, I don't know where the afternoon went today. Okay. I did forget to announce that they have finally finished with all of the road and sod and nonsense out front. Finally. However, did I tell you guys that somebody hit our mailbox? I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Did I mention that? It's hard being a creative genius. And a modest one, too. While they've been doing this, they repaved all of our road out front. And then they discovered, this is the synopsis for those of you that are new and haven't heard this. Then they discovered that the grade in the easement wasn't right and water wasn't flowing down to the, I don't know what you guys call them, to the kind of watershed type area down the road. These big, in Florida, if you've ever seen them in Florida, I don't know if they have them anywhere else. I never saw them until I came to Florida. There's just these big areas that are all grassy and they're basically drain off. They're basically for the runoff, for water runoff, because it rains so much and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So they determined when they were paving the road that the angles in the front of everybody's house for like half a mile that way and a mile or two down that way, that the angles weren't right and the water wasn't flowing down. So they decided they had to fix it. So they dug the front easement of everybody's road yard up and cut all that up, fixed the angle, re-poured everybody's just the driveway entrance, and then put down new sod. Well, to be quite honest, it was a little bit of a joke. First of all, our neighbor next door, I'm not sure how she didn't absolutely have a stroke over it, because they had a beautiful St. Augustine lawn that they had put in with actual sod years ago. And it was like her front yard, it was just pure St. Augustine, nice, thick. They came in one day and just ripped it right up. So that all was interesting. Anyway, apparently the angle in the front of our house was okay, so they didn't tear ours up, which we would have liked to have gotten, a couple feet of new sod, but whatever, it's fine. When they finally finished the road, which is it's beautiful now. I mean, the road itself is slick. Here's the only problem. Like, people go down our road way too fast. It's a 30-mile-an-hour zone, and regular people, commercial people, dump trucks, you name it, they all go somewhere between like 45, 50, 55. Some of them are going 60 miles an hour. So that's been a continual source of frustration for us. Yes, we call the sheriff. The sheriff that has now made this his like pet project is out here, but you know what we want and what's reasonable is not. Like, I want him to park out here all day, every day, and catch everybody that speeds, and he can't do that. Anyway, so when they were just about, and Steve said, you watch, as soon as they finish the road, it's going to get even worse, because now all the people that speed are going to have this nice, smooth as glass road to speed down. So sure enough, people started all over again. And we were in bed one morning, and all of a sudden we heard this boom. Like, it sounded like an accident, or it sounded like sometimes, you know, those big, huge dump trucks, and there's been so much trucks out here with all this stuff that they've been doing for the road. We heard it, but we didn't think a whole lot of it. Well, sure enough, 10 minutes later, our doorbell rang. And this nice guy, construction guy, was with his trailer driving along, and sure enough, his wheel caught part of the new, because they built the road up so high. Now the road to where it meets the like dirt or the grass on the side is really high. And it's created kind of a weird angle, and his trailer tires got caught in that weird angle. And it got a little squirrely, and he hit my mailbox. So the mailbox was like, Steve saw it. Hi, Sandra. Steve saw it, and like the mail was strewn along the road, and yeah, it was just. But I will say this: it was nice that he stopped, because he didn't have to stop. I mean, nobody has to do the right thing, so it was nice that he did. And now we've kind of become friends with him, so that's cool too. Anyway, it's a little disconcerting. And he broke the little red flag off our mailbox, which we don't put mail out there very often anyway, so it wasn't really that big of a loss, but it's even more, our mailbox is even more pathetic now than it was. And we were going to replace it. Steve really wanted to put a nice one out there. And when we first moved in, we had made a comment to our neighbor who's been here forever. And she said, don't waste your time. She said, at least a couple times a year, somebody's going to hit your mailbox because they go too fast and they drive crazy. Someone's going to hit your mailbox. And I was like, well, sure enough, now we've gotten it. And I will say this, when they were building our other neighbor's house, they hadn't moved in yet. That mailbox got hit like 3 times. Seriously, hit, thrown across the front of the front lawn, to the point where until they moved in, they had to take the mailbox out. They just took it out. Can't deal with this anymore. It's like a projectile constantly. Okay. What did we say? Big too much. Blah, blah, blah. Aqua on top. Blue petals in the back. Blue in the back. Got it. Got it. After this, I got to go make a few more phone calls. And then dinner. Chicken. Kind of like a version on chicken parm. I do chicken, put chicken breasts and I pound them down. And then and then put a little marinara or pasta sauce on them. A couple slices of mozzarella. Throw them into the broiler. It's so good. I even get Steve to eat his chicken when I do that. Okay. Is this the right one? Yeah. Shepherd's pie. Okay, shepherd's pie. I'm so glad somebody mentioned shepherd's pie. I've never made a shepherd's pie. So, if you have a good recipe, stick it in the comments if you can. But here's the thing. Steve doesn't do peas. And he's really iffy on carrots. So I can't do like the bag of like mixed vegetables. So the question is, if I just did like a bag of corn, maybe some green beans. He'll do green beans. Maybe some green beans and some corn. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I've been dying to make that. I think I'm gonna do that this week. Oh, I'm glad somebody said that. It keeps coming up in my feed and all this stuff. And then I watch it and then more of them come up. And so some nights all I do is watch videos of people making shepherd's pie. The other question I have is, Laura, do you use the pack, like at the store at Publix? Here in Florida, we have Publix. Do you buy the shepherd's pie mix? It's like a mix, I guess, for the meat. Do you buy that? Or do you just mix the meat and stuff up and... Wow. This one is hot. Is that what we said for the center? We have that center. So we'll call that, we just make it all from scratch. Oh, I got to hear this. Got to hear this one. Or you can pick out the peas and carrots. No. Then I'll just end up with a dish of peas and carrots. Okay, so this is A. Can you guys see it? Okay, there's A. There's B. Oh, I don't like that. I don't think I like that. That's B. Pink? Hot pink? Let's see. A. Okay. I'm going to do it before I change my mind and keep looking. I can hear people. We haven't had any armadillos. I think when Steve mowed. Well, glad you're on. Oh, thanks, Bethany. That's what I always imagined. That's what, when we started, when Steve said, you know what you should do is you should start a YouTube channel. And I was like, about what? What would I do? What would I do? Talk about? He said, you should start a sewing channel. And I was like, I love him to death. And I appreciate his enthusiasm for my hobbies. But I was like, honey, I think you might think that I'm better at this than I am. Oh, Madeline, you suck, Madeline. It's too late. Try an orange. We had to go with A, Madeline. We'll do an orange on the next one. Anyway, so I said, I'm not that good. I'm not that, like, I do all the stuff wrong. I do all the wrong techniques. I grab whatever and sew it. I don't think that people are going to really want to come and learn from me. I don't think that they should. I think that that would be bad. So I said, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think there's enough for an actual channel. My sewing. It doesn't know what it's supposed to look like, right? But they are the testament that most people will never see your mistakes anyway. So he said, just get on there and chat. Just get on there and talk. Madeline, Angela's so stinking funny. Madeline, you suck. Sorry. Anyway, so he said, just get on there and start chatting about stuff. You know, people think you're, you know, a total cornball. So just get on there and chat like they're there. And that's what we started doing. And I'm grateful to you guys all the time. I'm grateful to you guys that you find, some of you guys find the occasional tip or something that, you know, most of the time you get tips from each other. I'll say that, not necessarily for me. But what I started to think about was the kind of stuff that we've talked about this before. When I work in my when I work, you know, for money. A lot of times, if it's not something where I'm going to be on the phone for a bit, or when I used to come in here and sew by myself, I would listen to an audiobook. And, top 10, no. Top 5, worst 5, no. No, not here. Anyway, I listen to audiobooks, and it was just something in the background. A lot of times, like if I wasn't really even listening, I go chapters by and have no clue what had even happened, because, you know, your brain's not, it's just in the background. It's like white noise. And so that's what I felt like the channel, when we started the channel. Woo! That one came out sharp. Oh, I'm glad you guys said the blue on the bottom. When I started the channel, we just decided that I felt like I would get, I felt like I felt like I didn't want it to be a tutorial channel. And that was my point, is there's so many tutorial channels. There are where are we having a retreat at Missouri Star? Steve is just chomping at the bit to do that. So I think that would be really fun to do next year. Maybe we'll try and do that next year. Can't do it this year. Can't. Oh dear God, no. Anyway. I thought, what about a channel like when my mom was here last summer, she would come in here and on the weekends or whatever, on Sundays when I would come in typically and sew, and she just putz around with little things and put little things away and put my clips away, which is what she used to do when my grandmother had her big sewing facility. It's a way earlier video. All right, let's find something to go with these. Now these don't have, so what should I do? Am I just going to put a little bit of Elmer's glue stick on the back? And then if I do that, am I gonna iron it? Or do I just put the Elmer's glue on? Yeah, I guess a little bit of heat, huh? Right? Oliver Fowler's doing a great. Thanks, Janice. This is fun. I just wanted a channel where people where it would feel like, there's all kinds of stuff that kind of played into this, that you had just come over to a friend's house and they were in their sewing room and they said, oh, come and chat, come and sit down while I finish what I'm doing. Because that's what you would do. That was what I did, again, way earlier video, at like Aunt Doris's house when she would bake. I would just go sit on a stool, her vinyl 1960s stool, and I would sit in the corner while she baked, and that's where I learned to bake and how I fell in love with it. And she didn't teach me how to bake. I just was sitting there, and she would babble on about whatever she was talking about. I don't know. And I'm old now, and I still like, those are still the memories that I have of, like, when I was growing up. Those are the kind of memories that I have. And I just wanted the channel to be like that. So pull up a chair, just sit down, and let's just chit chat. I'm not going to teach you nothing. We're probably going to have a blast. I mean, if you're a wine drinker, you probably have a bigger blast. It upsets my tummy. Okay. And it gives me a headache. All right. Now that we've gone on and on and on, do we like, I have one of these. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Rolling old eyes at the, I'm old now. 5 of us gals rented an Airbnb and spent a week at Missouri Star. It was great. It's just mind-blowing what Jenny and the Don't Tell Me has created. Wonderful. That's what we're thinking. We're going to have to figure out how to do it. We'll just have to come up with a plan. Okay. Do we like that? Old. Some days I feel really old. Anyway. Okay. I don't like that. I don't think I like that. Do we like these two? Oh, now we're getting somewhere. I don't mind getting old. I just don't like the side effect. I know. Yes, we like this. We like this. The way it is right now. Just leave it alone. God, there's so much. There's so much you're not prepared for when you as you get older, as you get much older, you know. Steve and I were talking the other day. Like, there comes a point when you just realize, honestly, you just realize that you're I'll tell you a funny story. Steve and his buddies go out and play golf. Okay. Most of Steve's buddies are retired. Anyway, they're all older guys. Well, the golf courses, they're not dumb. They all have these cute little young things that drive the beverage cart on the golf courses that have a beverage, little drives around the golf course, and aging well. And the guys are all like, some of these guys, they just drool on these young girls in a healthy, right? Not a, not like a sick way, but, they give them good tips, and they buy a $3 beer and give them a $10 tip. And the funny thing about it is, Steve came home one day and he was like, you just reach an age where you realize that that's not you're not going to date a 20-year-old anymore. You know what I mean? I realized as I've gotten older, like, I'm not super cool. I was never super cool, but you're just not, you're past the age where you're cool to a younger generation. And at some point you just realize that, which I'm good with. I'm good with getting older. It doesn't bother me so much. The side effects, like the achy back, and I'll say this. I used to have an iron stomach. I could eat anything. Anything. Didn't bother me. I could eat anything sitting in bed 5 minutes before I went to sleep. Didn't matter. Chips or ice cream or, candy, just whatever. If you get the, when you're young, holy cow. Now, oh my God. The list of foods I can't eat because, it upsets my indigestion, or it upsets my acid reflux, or that makes me bloated, or I'm allergic to that. That's what I miss. What I miss the most, though, doesn't count if I'm only 40 in my head. Darn tootin'. 30 with 21 years experience. Nice, Angel. What I miss the most is being able to eat like a normal human being or whatever you want, and not gaining 10 pounds just from looking at it. God, that I miss. I miss looking at the scale and realizing like I've gained 2 pounds and just saying, oh, okay, well, I just won't eat any dinner. And then tomorrow they're gone. The pounds are gone. I don't know where they go. You have a metabolism that's just so, that part I miss. Like you can't imagine that I miss. But the rest of it, as much as I joke about it, I don't mind. I don't mind that I'm less neurotic about certain things and less nervous and anxious, and I should just get rid of the scale. But then I'm really afraid of what would happen. I like being a little bit more settled in my, you just kind of settle into things. You settle into your opinions, you settle into your thoughts, you settle into stuff like this. You sit and nobody can do anything about it. That's just this is my youth part too. The filter off your mouth. I know. And they talk about it all the time. There's all kinds of shows and personal development, and no is a complete sentence. You don't be afraid to say no. I'm no longer afraid to say no. I'm not afraid to say no to invitations or things that we just don't want to go to, or we're too tired or busy or whatever. I don't feel the obligation to make everybody happy. And as much as I joke about it, we're far more comfortable in our own skin. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hi, Susan. Camping Lady 81. Okay, so we like this. We're good with this one. Be sure. 4. So that's one row. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 rows. We're halfway done. I gotta get the rest of these things cut and done. So I appreciate, Angel, your comments that spurred everybody else's comments, and all of your kind words. This channel is just supposed to be about being comfortable in your own skin, coming and sitting and having a chat and having a cup of tea and having a good laugh every once in a while, and every once in a while having a bit of a cry. I don't have anything to cry about right now. Just my work. Try the green curl. Okay. Okay, this is A. This is B. This is C. B. I like B. A, B, C. B or C. Okay, A's out. Nobody likes A. Betsy says C. C. This one's C. I lean towards the C because it kind of has a little bit of that pink in there. Everyone hit the like button. Oh, yes, thanks. You can send hearts. Please, C. Another one for C. B or C. 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 There, right next to the little chat box, there's looks like a little dollar bill. You can hit a super chat. Madeline likes B. Criminy. Okay, that's C. This is B. Since most people said B or C, as I'm looking at it here, I think I like the B. I think I like this one. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to, and I'm, criminy. Still C. B or C. I like C now that I see them. So we like this one. Oh, thanks, Sandra. Sandra has the super chat of the day. And any super chats that you, super chat or Patreon, I don't know what they call it. That you send goes to patterns or fabrics or cool tools, stuff that you guys suggest. So thank you, Sandra. You are an absolute sweetheart. Thank you very much for that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because we're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers so that we can do this collaboration with Missouri Star. But you have to have 5,000 subscribers first. That's how it is. Okay, I'm going to press this, and I'll make one last comment, and then we'll wrap it up because I just realized the time. Oh, crap. Hi, Min. Hi, Minnie. Did Dad go outside and leave you? Yeah, I know. Dad. It's called paying the rent. Yes, thank you for hitting the thumbs up or the hearts. If you're having a good time, I appreciate it. I always appreciate it. And it helps the channel, helps push the channel out so more people see it. Yes, my sweet Minnie. Betsy said something, and Betsy, this is probably the story of my life lately. As you get older, you take time to think about these kind of things. Betsy said, I wish I had some of the time back that I spent worrying about things when I was younger. My worrying made no difference at all. I wish that I could have that space back in my mind, that time, that angst, that constant, that worry. I wish I could have that back. I wish because you know what it did in my life? It took me out of the moment. We always talk about as we get older, yeah, let's get 29 likes. We have 30. Wow. Holy cow. We have 13 people on. Hit the little thumbs up. I don't know where it's at. It's right there for me. Oh, there they go. I spent so much time worrying. Oh my God. I was a worrier. I was a worrier when I was a younger kid. I was a worrier when I was in high school. I was just an introvert, by nature. And so I was just you're self-conscious and you're worrying about other things. And then I look back and I think, God, that was just a total, it took me out of a lot of things of just enjoying the moment, thinking that other people were watching me, or that other people were judging me or analyzing me, or I'm worried about this or that. And at the end of the day, oh, my iron wasn't hot enough. At the end of the day, I don't think that other people were paying as much attention as I thought they were. I really don't. Yeah, I'm a bit of an old soul. I am. I've always been an old soul. That's why Steve always talks about what a dork I am. I just am. I'm older in my soul than I am real life. Anyway, but as an introvert, I was worried about that. Like I was worried about, which is weird, but I just was. I was definitely self-conscious about some of that stuff, and yet I didn't want to engage in it. Yeah. So I learned to embrace and do the things that I enjoyed, but I still was a worrier. And then I ended up in businesses and things and in projects that made me worry more. Bye, Angel. So yeah, I would go back and change that. I'd be more present and not worry, and try not to worry so much. But it's easier said than done. I'm still a worrier. Yeah. Well, I don't worry when I'm in here with you guys. I absolutely just have a fantastic time. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this one's good. This one's not my favorite, only because I didn't have a center circle that I was in love with. You know what I mean? I mean, it came out cool. It still came out really cool. But it's not my favorite. Okay, guys, I have to go make a couple more work calls. And then I got to feed these folks. Gosh. And otherwise, I would probably just have dinner out of a container from the fridge and just eat it standing over the sink. But yeah, no, gotta make a meal. 20 out of 30 chimneys done while watching. Bethany, yahoo! She's more than halfway done on her houses quilt. Oh, I can't wait to see that. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I hope you have a fabulous morning. I hope you have less and less to worry about. And I just want to say thanks. I hope I thank you guys every time I see you. And if I don't, I apologize, because you guys make my time in this room fantastic. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Remember, we are on the hunt to 4,000 to 5,000. And we're almost, I think we're at like 1,500, or just about 1,500. So we have some work to do. Okay, guys. I love you. Don't forget, only a 1/4 inch seam. I didn't forget. Only a 1/4 inch seam, please. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.